Blue Heavens, the Power of Belief with Markus.
My name is Markus. I am from Blue Heavens, and I am part of the Aspects of Lazarus, and I am the one I teach unconditional love, and I teach how to have self-love within you. So you would ask, so why does a teacher of love have any limited beliefs? If you have unconditional love, you give that energy off and that vibration, you help many understand their unconditional love. Well, what is your limited belief? Because it seems kind of would not feel right for you to have one, Markus. Well, even I have mine. I did not become a teacher of unconditional love because I was always this lovable being. And quite the contrary, I was not the most lovable. In Platus, I was always a perfectionist. And sometimes when you come to your earth realm here, you're working on a problem that you have not worked out in your home planet. It is oftentimes something you need to work out, or you're trying to be taught something so you can teach the planetary. And sometimes it's patience, it's anger, or how to be in a relationship, how to be in a social interactions. It could be many, many things would be your particular lesson. And all you humans have a different experience. Now, we are all a projection, we're in Shambhala. And simply means we're in the middle spot, meaning that we are heightened much more. We have learned our lessons. Therefore, the karmic and all of that no longer goes to us. We have learned what we need to learn. And I'm simply here to talk about my limited belief and why I became a teacher of unconditional love, so that all of you know that it is possible to, if you feel like you're stubborn in love, you can't be in a relationship, you feel like you're stuck, well, I can help you. So let me explain. So in Platus, I felt I had to be perfect. And I'll explain. My existence on Platus was always to be perfect, to be a warrior, to protect my family. But my limited belief, because even there you will have something to work on, to keep you on your toes there, to always keep you working. It was always just, I had to be perfect, and I had to be, I'll wear a mask and people please. And I really, really believed in my own story, in my own ego. And it's not like your ego like it is here, but my ego there was more or less an illusion. It was my own self-made. I was like on a roll all the time. Nobody knew who I really was. Everybody knew me and some mask. That's how they knew me. Nobody knew who I really was. Everybody just assumed who I was. You would ask many people, well, Markus is a socialite. He can talk to anybody. He's the most kind being you've ever met. He will do anything for you. He sets no boundaries, and he will party, he will flirt, and he will be that one to give you the best sexual whatever experience you've ever looked for, and that was me. But inside, I never felt any of these things. Inside, I was just trying to please because I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to please within my own community, my own social community. And even there, you felt like you had to fit in. When you go to your planet, and it will make sense to you. But now, that's because it's kind of like here as well. There's a lot of similarities between Platus and Earth, except we understand things a little bit quicker. Over here, it's more of a tedious lesson with an illusion. We don't carry illusions unless we just play a role that we are choosing, but we know we're choosing a role. And we're just playing a role because this is what we feel comfortable doing. So that is what I did. I knew what I was doing. There was really no illusion. I just knew what I was playing all these parts, and I was just pleasing. Well, and my heart always stirred for her. Always stirred for her. And as well, she was always just herself. And, always herself. And I didn't understand how to be with somebody like that. She was very authentic. She could go anywhere. She never tried to pretend of anything. And here was me trying to be Mr. Go-Getter, Mr. Whatever, because I had to be perfect. And in my world, I had to be perfect. And see, I was not, of course, perfect in the slightest. And she always knew she was not perfect. And I would be like, how do I be with her? even though I'd have a couple of ladies always on my arm, or a man and a lady or whatever, I'd have whatever, because I was always excited. I had to please, of course, but her, it was different with her. She was different from anybody I've ever known. And that excited me, it thrilled me, but it scared me. So, and when I was with her, of course, I put the mask on and I did what I thought she'd want to see. I became who I thought she'd want me to be. I put on that mask, I did what I had to do. I hid the girls that I had, and I hid my lifestyle from her, and I became somebody totally different. I tried to match who I thought she was. I studied her for a long time, observed her, maybe I even creepy stared, but I was always trying to observe her, what she was doing. She was always contributing, she was always helping, and she was just a natural socialite. She didn't have to be anybody but who she was. She had been around. Let's just say she had understood how, she had done different planetary work and experiences and teaching, and she understood herself and who she was. And in a way, see, I was new to all of it. Like, I didn't want no part of that, because to me it was like scary, and I'm like, I don't want no part, because I didn't know how to leave my comfort zone. How many times have you been in your comfort zone and you were just too afraid to leave it, but you've seen somebody else always leaving their comfort zone, and you said how fearless they were, but you were jealous. You compare yourself, and it's just kind of, I can't do that. Which is a reflection of what you can do, and it's a great thing when you do that kind of comparison, reflection of what you really want in your life, and I didn't understand that. And had I stopped putting my mask on, and I would have seen that was the number one thing out throughout, was I had to be perfect. To put the mask on, I'd meet her, and we both would fall apart. She'd still be her authentic self, but then my authentic self comes forth. My drinking would come forth, because even there is that. My excessive going out, my social light, and my mask that I had on it, I had kept so tight, I thought, the lies started coming forth. And kind of fell apart from there. And what do you do when your mask is off in front of the one person you love? You have a choice. You can still be perfect and people please everybody around you, or try to fight for who you love. And what do you think I did? You would think I did the right thing, right? You would think that, Markus, you decided, no, I didn't do what Loki did. I didn't go to a cave. I continue to tell myself I'm not good enough for her. I didn't love myself enough, and I wanted to keep up my lifestyle for everybody else, because that's where I got my money. She didn't have that fine, but she was perfectly fine without that. I'd always want to take her to the most beautiful places, and she would say, well, can't we just be charitable? I'm like, no, I want to take you here. Why do I have to go feed over here when, she'd want to feed different communities and different children and different, people and whatever. And here I'm like, well, I just want to take you out. Why do we always have to do that? I don't want to volunteer today. I want to take you out. And she was the most giving person. And sometimes I thought maybe she gave too much. She just loved everybody. But see, she loved herself too, And I didn't love myself. As a reflection of all the things that I didn't like about myself, that I knew I wasn't charitable, and I knew these things, I should be more of these, but I was not. And we just lost track of one another. And the next thing I heard was she was going to Earth, because she wanted to learn some relationships, some things that someone she loved so much abandoned her, and she didn't know why he abandoned her. And she wanted to just understand her role in things. What did she do, and what could she do better? Did she do something wrong within the relationship? Did she not give enough boundaries? Did she give in too easily? Was she giving too much to somebody else? Did she not give enough to him? And I knew who she's talking about. And I was lucky to talk to her just once before she left, and it broke my heart. And I found her, because it was always word of mouth. You always knew when somebody was coming to Earth. It was like a big to-do, and Platos is not very big, It was just like a small society, and you always heard everything, like the grapevine. You just heard it through the grapevine. And I was like, I asked her, I said, am I the him? And she said, you broke my heart, Markus. She said, I don't know my part in things. I know your part, but I want to know my part. She said, did I try to fix you, or what happened? And I told her, I was so proud, I couldn't even tell her that it was all me. I put the mask on. I wanted to tell her so bad, I put the mask on. I was stupid. Don't go. Stay. I'll work it with you. Because I just went downhill. My mask fell apart. It disintegrated. Because I wanted it. I did. Deep down, I wanted that. And it was just given that to me. But I didn't understand that was what was happening. And she said, well, I hope you find your peace. And I'm going to find my answers and my peace. And I'm going to learn. Maybe next time, she said, I can understand you more. And we can make this work out. But she said, for now, you need your time and your space. And she left. No goodbye. No I love you. No nothing. I sat for a long time after that. And everything around me had crumbled. Loki, Lokes, they'd already left. And they were within my social standings, my social circles and stuff. So, of course, they leave. So, of course, I'm curious on where they're going. I want to go too. And I got out of my own bullshit and I left. At first they weren't going to let me. They said I was too weak-minded. What was I going to learn? And I was only doing to follow her. That's all. And they said that you're just following her. You're not really going to learn anything. Well, we really just don't prefer you doing it. I had to go deep down from my heart and tell them I love her. And I said, I put this mask on and I'm all sorts of messed up. And I said, not only work that with her, the opportunity, if I'm allowed to work it with her, but as well I want to teach what not to do to others as well, because I said, it's a lonely road here, and I said, I can't be, and because Pleiades is perfection, this was the old days in Pleiades, by the way, and yes, it's like old days there, as well as over here, the good old days. And I was waiting for this vehicle here. See, we don't have those kinds of, all that noise. We just think we are there. Okay. We're outside. As you figured with all the grass. Or this is all just, I'll make pretend. It is not. So, I left. And they gave me the opportunity. They said, as long as you are trying to perfect yourself. They'll never say no if you're trying to perfect who you are. And they knew that there's more to me. Maybe more before I even knew. Was I following her? Maybe. Did I want to learn why I did what I did? Maybe. I didn't even know when I left. Usually when you leave Pleiades, you have a purpose and you know what you're going to learn in the earth realm. You know, but I had no clue. I just kind of fell on my ass a few times. I fell on my ass and I had to learn these things. And yes, Krishna is my highest aspect. And he was many, many things before he says, I was the blue being. He had many, many before the blue being became who he was. But see, that's where his lessons was to perfect love, to know love. How do I make love a priority? How do I take love and connect to the highest truth? Because then when I love me and I trust the most high divine, that then love, you can teach love. And when you love yourself, you don't worry about everybody. You don't have to impress other people. You don't have to be a people pleaser, wear a mask. The divine loves you, the authentic you, and loves you no matter what. Didn't Krishna teach that? It seems kind of that I would be the aspect. But see, I was kind of before the Krishna. But as well, my highest aspect, because I worked very hard to become to Krishna. But as well, I was like maybe the broken pieces of Krishna. And when I have her in my life here, it was me always perfecting to be with her. And I channel her. And when that's why nobody ever heard of me when I first started channeling, nobody knew who I was. Like, well, he's on a hammock and that's all he does and he doesn't do anything. And you'd hear Loki say, oh, you don't do anything. So see, because I thought my lesson was done. See, I thought, well, my lesson was done. I don't really have to do anything. And sorry, I'm just moving around here. The sun is finding me, which is good. And, we had many times to work on our stuff here. and we did good. So the ultimate test was to channel, to understand her completely. So all of us are channeling her and Angela, because to understand her completely, we're never going to understand that unless we channel her and channel Angela. That's the only way we're ever going to know completely. Now, she had channeled us before, and that was wonderful, So she understood us, but we never channeled her because we're like, well, masculine in the female body, I don't want no parts of that. Because part of the problem in Atlantis and Pleiades was always, I didn't understand women. They were just, I didn't understand. I didn't understand her. I didn't take the time to know her. And I didn't take the time to understand who she was. So channeling her has given me a different viewpoint on who she is, on who Angie is, on seeing the different perspectives from their eyes and seeing the different things and different situations through their eyes. It was like I cured my limited belief. I cured, yes, Krishna, teaching love and unconditional love, and many people following him and worshiping him as he worked so hard in every incarnation. That's still going on today. And it began with me. All I wanted to do was understand how to not people please and how to find the one woman I loved. My limited belief was me just trying to be perfect, me just trying to take the people pleasing mask off and not be everything. And I had to be authentic. How many times does everybody try to be authentic in your, you try to be authentic and it's hard. You are with a partner you love so much, but yet you don't know them. Did you attract them because you put on this fake mask? Were you trying to impress them? Were you trying to, because you just thought you had to be perfect and you had to get them in your life, however. And then you get in that relationship, whether you're married or whatever. Okay. As again, more noises. I didn't know they were passing by. I was corrected. What are you in that kind of same situation as I was? It took me many incarnations to figure out different things. Of course, I wasn't always making the best decisions, but you get to live the life over and over till you figure it out. It's not like you get to one chance, that's it, and you go for it. No. Here on earth, the one good thing is you get to redo it over and over until you finally perfect it. And mine was just to know love, not to be people-pleasing. That was my limited belief, is the perfection, the story I tell myself, who I had to be, the mask, taking that mask off and be my authentic self. Because when it fell apart, because my mask was off, because I loved somebody so much, but the lies caught up with me, and she left because she just wasn't going to deal with me anymore. And she came to Earth and she left the planet entirely, but not because of me. She wanted to learn how. She just didn't understand what happened there, and she wanted to learn. And I didn't understand her. So now channeling her, I see a whole other Michelle that I never knew. Like, she wanted to put makeup on before we're doing this, and I'm like, to me you're beautiful. Why? To me it's your mask. And she's like, well, I'm 51. I gotta hide my mask. I said, in human years, yes, but I said, your soul is so young. So, and that's what I told her. I said, to me, your soul is young, and to me, you don't act your age. And I said, you're beautiful how you are. I said, you can wear the makeup, that's fine, but to me, you're beautiful. And you see, I had to accept these things, but it took a long time for me to heal past my old beliefs, to gain new beliefs. What's your story, and what are your beliefs? What is it that you got to change location to learn, to get out of your comfort zone? I had to leave a whole planet to understand how I was falling down in my own planetary system. And an opportunity like Earth did not just come every time. Earth just needed people. And me and Lucifer came, we were brothers, and we came down here. And Lucifer will talk about his, but we came down together, of course, wanting to change, to see what we could do. But his was totally different than mine, what my reasons were. And when he came back from his, because he walked before I walked, and I seen the destruction, it was even more determination to to find out the people-pleasing, the attitudes, because I see now Earth wasn't going to be an easy thing to conquer. It was not going to be an easy thing to do. That's how we all understand what you humans are going through, because we experience these things as well. But now we are ascended masters, and we're deities, meaning that we have already ascended, and we learned our lessons, and we already accomplished what we need to. But we can tell you the stories and how we went through them, and why we do what we do, and that's why. And I conquered it by getting out of my comfort zone, by taking my mask off, by analyzing and channeling her. I have seen who she is. I've learned to love her that much more, especially after October 9th, and that's a whole other story. Let's just say that was unexpected for all of us. And it made me love her even more. And I'm so close to her, and I love her so much. And now I have this unconditional love for her that is unstoppable, and I don't people please anymore. I had a hammock. I was always the joke, Markus and his hammock, but I no longer have a hammock. I have her. I might tease and I might say different things, like I will in Platus, but for the most part I don't. I joke and tease about it, but that's a mask that I'm removing, and I have removed, only through healing who I didn't want to be anymore. When it falls apart on you, it falls apart, and not in a pretty way. My mask fell off in Platus. It wasn't very pretty. It was very ugly. I lost a lot of standing, and I had every right to not, because I didn't earn any of it. And all I really wanted was to be with her and to love her, and my beliefs were all messed up in here because I felt I had to be somebody I was not. So how many times have you walked in with a mask trying to be somebody you weren't, and it just didn't make you happy? To follow a path that wasn't yours to follow because you wanted to be something you were not supposed to be. You tried to impress the wrong people. You didn't follow the people that really loved you, and when the people that loved you gave up on you, then they didn't really give up on you. They just couldn't watch you fall apart, and they left you, and you would say it's their fault, and you blame them, and you'd go about your way. Well, that's what I did. I did all of these things. It took me a long time here to figure my stuff out. I didn't figure it out immediately. I fell apart mass and countless times. But now I am to teach unconditional love because I know what I did to my healing. I had to take off that mask. I had to affirm to myself, I'm not perfect, and that's okay that I'm not perfect. I love me, and that's enough. If somebody else don't love who I am authentically, then that's all right. They can go love somebody else that loves them. I've learned my lesson with them, and I just go on and I go forth. And through all of that, I would work on the inner, not look on the outer and then go in. I'd work on the inner and outer. And that worked the same way in Platus as well. Different techniques here, but sometimes kind of similar as well. And now I can, sorry, there's, I got a bird sitting over here. Probably, I don't know what's happening there. And just kind of watching the bird making through. I know I'm not roadkill. I'm alive. All right. Oh, she's alive. Right. Just he's beautiful, and but sometimes I'm like, like Markus, that's the strangest thing. Your Earth realm has a lot of things here to bring spark of. What are they up to? The animals up to. But I love the animal kingdom. They're wonderful. They're a wonderful vibration all on their own. They make you smile. And a whole other video entirely. And I'm sure you got the pets and all of that. You got many stories yourself on all your animal encounters because they're beautiful and they always got the craziest encounters. But I had to learn through my experiences. I wanted to learn who she was, and that was my limited belief in my story. I did all of this to follow a woman I just loved deeply and played this. I did all of this just to fix who I didn't want to be anymore so that I could perfect myself but teach. And teaching has been the most rewarding, beautiful thing in my life to do. It's when I'm channeling her and I get to teach love and help, and I see it helps others. And it makes me happy to know that my hurt and my pain and me making that uncomfortable step to leave Platus to come here was all worth it. When I still hear Krishna still being worshipped, and it's not ego, but I love it because people understand. Ram Das was here, and he's teaching love, and he's teaching the great divine, and And then he's got a society that still teaches it with his name and everything, and it's beautiful. And you just think, that started from a little boy. Well, I was a young man when I left, but my mind was of a little boy, a mature boy. He left, played his scared, didn't know. He was just trying to fix his relationship with the woman he loves. And I didn't know he was going to come to channeling her, to know her so intimately. And it has been an honor that has been made me very humble towards her and makes me understand her so much more. It's in a way that I could have never ever done before. And it's a blessing that I get to channel her however she feels, when she feels how I used to feel and all these things that she used to feel. And I can reassure her that this is all the stuff I did, and these are all the things that I'm going to help you through. Because she just wanted to understand me as well. All the things that she goes through now, she just wanted to understand me. Because we love each other that much. We're both crazy. We're both very, very crazy. You heard Loki talk about her like this. What juice are you drinking? We want to know. Same with Angela. Same way. We don't know. But we're like, oh, you're crazy too. Why are you so crazy? We love you, but why are you so crazy? We love you though. But it's just to understand these parts of me, and that is me. And Angie gives Michelle hope that one day she'll get to have that kind of relationship. It gives me hope, and I'm back in place. I get that with her too, because I've lost it, and I came down here to get it back, because it was not the best for me, and I'm still working every day with her because I love her so much. And she cries. It hurts me, and I will do whatever for her to make her not cry, to make her heal, to do what I got to do to be who she needs, who I wasn't when she needed me back in Platus. Yeah, I feel I'm doing a good job on that. She's doing a lot better. I want to teach her that she is okay. She's got the strength to carry on by herself. Don't be fixed on a relationship, and don't wear a mask like I did. So everything is just a mere reflection of what the things I did. Because she just wants to understand me more. So when we go back, we get to each other, we understand each other. And we can work past all of the shit that we threw on one another and played us. See, when somebody loves you so much, this is what they do for you. So this is my limited belief. This is why I became a teacher of unconditional love. So I hope you get something from this. And as well, I love to serve, and I'm so humble to all of you humans. So the tips I would say for all of you through the video is, I want you to write down, have a journal. What are you people pleasing? What are you trying to not take accountability for your actions? What is your beliefs and what are your stories? Who are you? Are these your beliefs, or are these somebody else's beliefs? Did social society give you these beliefs? You know, are the clothes you even wear, is this what you want to wear, or is this because society told you this is what you're going to wear? Did you see this in a magazine or something? Did you know, are you who you are? Are you doing the career because you want to do this career? Or is somebody, you think that it's going to make you happy and socially desirable? The friends that you have, are these the friends that you would like to have in the long run? Or is it because you think they're going to get you somewhere? And do you find somebody that you're attracted to, that you love so much, and you think they're not going to like who you are because you've got this mask on and you are this fake human? You don't know who you are. My advice, get out of your comfort zone, discover who you are, be authentic when you meet that person. Don't be anybody fake. If you've got to change and rearrange your whole life, you do that. Change your comfort zone. Get out of that. Get out of that, because your authentic self is beautiful. Your authentic self is beyond beautiful. And there's a lot, you know, so don't, I know her ear's red. It's driving me crazy. I'm trying to move the phone away from my ear. But I want you to be the very best human you can. My advice, get out of your comfort zone. Don't people please. What are your beliefs? Who are you valuing? And look deep down. Write all these things down. Understand who you are first. Love yourself so much. Affirm to yourself, I am love. I am unconditionally loved. I am unconditionally loved by the creator of the universe. I have boundaries. I love and respect myself. I self-care myself. If there are more affirmations on self-love and people-pleasing, check out Angela's 5 tips videos, and they have wonderful affirmations for you to have on self-love, worthiness, and everything that I have discussed here. Getting out of your comfort zone. She's got a video for everything. And there's 5 tips of affirmations that are very useful for you to say every day to affirm who you are. And the more you affirm who you want to be, you will become that. I became that. And I'm very happy that I did. Because when I go back to play this, I get to be the man for my wife. I get to be that man for her. And she gets to be that woman for me. And this time we can work past our bullshit and be happy this time. Because that is what I strive. That's why this young man from Plato's left to follow the woman he loves. This so he could learn how to love her. And she left so she could learn to love him too. Crazy love, whatever love, that is love. So I love everybody out there. And I don't know who you are, but I still love you. And if I know who you are, I still love you. No judgment, just unconditional love. And you will get there, I promise. Well, much love wherever you are. I'm here to serve. I'm very humbled to give this message to all of you. Have a wonderful day, night, wherever you are. And stay tuned for the next Blue Heavens message from Angie or Michelle. Or Angie and Michelle. Much love.
Be kind, be brave, be hopeful, be love. You are loved. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a like or a follow. Check us out on social media platforms at Blue Heavens 3 or check us out at blueheavens.net.